Second week of September 2025. While walking through the far western villages of Nepal, a simple observation struck us. The feet of school children were in desperate need of care, especially as winter's chill began to take hold. After distributing warm school uniforms to so many schools, we realized it would be great to do something for their feet too. This sparked the idea of providing shoes and socks to as many students as possible. Our ultimate goal is to keep encouraging students to attend school and also to put a smile on as many faces as possible. Small help and improvements in their lives with the school at the center keep them motivated and excited throughout the year. So, we started speaking with local villagers, school headmasters, and municipal officers about the idea. We were met with an overwhelming sense of support, and after multiple positive meetings, everyone agreed that this initiative could make a significant difference in the lives of the children. Together, we devised a plan. We would go to every school, take measurements of each child's feet, and then deliver the shoes and socks. The villagers would contribute 30% of the cost for the shoes. The municipality would help cover transportation costs from the nearest highway to the schools. And we would take on the responsibility of paying 70% of the shoes cost, as well as providing one pair of socks for each student, and also ensuring that the shoes were delivered all the way from factory. We first looked into which shoes are most commonly worn by school kids in the nearby mountain markets. It turned out that the basic model of Gold Star shoes is what they usually wear. Third week of September 2025. We started tracking down the manufacturers and eventually found the factory in Kathmandu. We reached out to them and inquired about the best prices they could offer. After getting the details, we calculated that we could help all the schools in 2 municipalities. Jagannath Rural Municipality with 18 schools, Swamikartik Khapar Rural Municipality with 24 schools. Wow, 42 schools. We were so happy and excited at the same time. That's about 5,000 students in total, from grades ECD to 10. However, just as we were preparing for the next steps, a challenge arose. 2 schools out of the 42 started demanding everything for free. They argued that collecting 30% of the cost was too much of a hassle for their teachers. We firmly replied, simply giving everything away for free wouldn't help the children or the community in the long run, and it wouldn't make the project sustainable. We told them, we can guide you, do our part, but in the end, you also have to put in the effort. Despite our best efforts to explain the importance of shared responsibility and its benefits, they stuck to their demand. In the end, we had no choice but to leave those 2 villages, Wai and Kolikot. Some of the teachers in those schools just didn't want to put in any effort. They seemed more focused on receiving their salaries without lifting a finger. We continued our preparations and we bought 1 pair of each shoe size for taking to every village and school for accurate measurements. We also bought 4 different sock sizes. With the shoes and socks in hand, not only would we be able to get the exact measurements of each child, but we also thought it would be a great way to gather feedback from the kids and the villagers. This would give them a chance to share their thoughts on the quality and any improvements they would like to see. Third and fourth week of September 2025, we began visiting the schools one by one, carrying all the sample shoes and socks in our backpack. The measurement process went smoothly. Many schools cooperated by bringing their students to the nearest largest school, which meant we didn't have to visit every single one individually. Some schools, however, were so remote that we had to go to them ourselves. But our goal was clear: not to leave a single child behind. We tried our best, and what stayed with us most was that the communities tried even harder. We began in Jera village. The children from nearby Migu village also came there to have their feet measured, so we were able to cover both schools at the same location. Migu school, ECD to grade 8, 64 students. Jera school, ECD to grade 10, 213 students. The following day, we traveled to Faitna Bauni village. Children from nearby Chapu village also gathered there to give their measurements, allowing us to cover both schools in one place. Chapu School, ECD to grade 3, 32 students. Phaita Baune School, ECD to grade 8, 85 students. While we were there, one of the teachers pointed out a flaw in the current Gold Star shoe design. He mentioned that the stitching at the back often comes loose very easily. We noted this feedback carefully and assured them that we would make sure this issue was addressed. The next day, we went to the Jukot area, which has 4 schools. All of them gathered at the high school so the children could give their measurements together. Jukot High School, grade 6 to grade 10, 200 students and 2 staff members. They were curious and wanted to be a part of it too. Tulapata School, ECD to grade 5, 43 students. Jukot Suredoy School, ECD to grade 5, 159 students plus 2 staff members. Juku School, grade 1 to grade 10, 211 students. It was a long day with so many students to measure, but it never felt heavy. There was a sense of fun in it. The kids were curious, excited, and full of energy. We were surprised to see that some of the girls were shy while giving their shoe measurements. We kept reassuring them not to rush, to take their time, and to choose the size that truly felt right. We also realized that many children weren't aware that in the mountains, wearing shoes one size bigger is usually better. Even when they requested a tighter fit, we carefully noted their measurements one size up. From our own travels, we have learned this lesson. In the mountains, one size bigger is almost always the right choice. We made it a point to inform each school a day in advance, letting them know we would be coming the next day for measurements and asking them to make sure no child was absent. The following day, we visited the Barku and Joru area. There are 3 schools there, along with 1 school in Bauni that falls along the way. The children from the Joru area gathered at Barku school so we could complete the measurements together. We started very early that morning and managed to complete the measurements for all 4 schools by evening. Bauni School, ECD to grade 5, 25 students. Joru Chakude Thalai School, ECD to grade 5, 60 students. Joru Satyasai School, ECD to grade 3, 68 students. Barku School, grade 1 to grade 10, 214 students. The headmaster of Barku School, Mr. Anand, was incredibly helpful throughout the day. While students from the higher grades could give their measurements on their own, we had to carefully put the shoes on the feet of the younger children to get it right. After that, we traveled to the villages of Lower Rudi and Upper Rudi. Both are connected only by unpaved roads, with the schools located right alongside them. Lower Rudi School, ECD to grade 5, 66 students. Upper Rudi School, ECD to grade 8, 121 students. On the way to the next section of the mountain, we ran into a landslide. There was no way to take the motorcycle any further, so we had to leave it behind and walk the rest of the way to reach the remaining schools of this municipality. We had to stay there for 2 days. There were simply too many schools and too many students to cover in a single day. On the first day, we completed measurements for the students at these schools. Sappata Raghumata School, ECD to grade 10, 408 students. Kholaha School, ECD to grade 3, 49 students. Puraini School, ECD to grade 1, 31 students. Supana School, ECD to grade 5, 115 students. On the second day, we measured the students from the remaining schools. Phailgaon School, ECD to grade 3, 44 students. Dimmarpani School, ECD to grade 5, 118 students. The school teachers were a huge help throughout the day, making the entire process much easier. While returning along the same route, we completed the measurements for the last two remaining schools in this municipality, one in Muktikot village and the other in Chudari village near the highway. Muktikot School, ECD to grade 5, 160 students. Chudari School, ECD to grade 5, 76 students. This is how we completed the measurement process across 22 schools in Swamikartik Khapar rural municipality. In total, it came to 2,566 students. After that, we began visiting all the public schools of Jagannath rural municipality one by one. There were 18 schools in total to cover. We started in the Dharakot area, which has 3 schools. One lies along the way in Luma village, and children from Paigaon village came to Dharakot High School to give their measurements. That day, we completed measurements for all 3 schools. Paigaon School, ECD to grade 5, 95 students plus 7 staff members. Dharakot School, ECD to grade 10, 319 students. Luma School, ECD to grade 5, 68 students. The children were full of excitement while giving their measurements, which made the long day feel lighter. The next day, we went to the Huni area, which has 2 schools. The children from Upper Huni came down to Lower Huni to give their measurements. There is a road up to Lower Huni, unpaved and badly broken, but still passable, at least to some extent. Since we had informed the schools in advance, the children were already waiting with full of excitement. Lower Huni School, ECD to grade 9, 195 students. Upper Huni School, ECD to grade 5, 104 students plus 5 staff members. With only 2 schools scheduled that day, we were able to complete the measurement process comfortably. After that, we moved toward the Mahati area, which has 7 schools in total. We requested that students from all 7 schools gather at Kailash Secondary School, as it sits centrally among them and made coordination easier. Because of the number of students, we stayed there for 2 days. On the first day, we completed measurements for 4 schools. Layan School, grade 1 only, 6 students plus 1 staff member. Talakot School, ECD only, 32 students. Manikada School, ECD to grade 9, 154 students. Mahati School, ECD to grade 10, 302 students. On the second day, we measured the students of 3 schools. Darzitol School, grade 1 to grade 3, 31 students. Narakot School, ECD to grade 6, 160 students. Tharikada School, ECD to grade 5, 65 students. Next, we moved toward the Gotri area, which has 4 schools. We requested everyone to bring their students to Devilkot School, as it lies at the center and made coordination easier. Reaching the Gotri area meant crossing a large river. Every time we crossed it, going back and forth, our shoes got completely soaked in water. We parked the motorcycle at the furthest point it could go, and from there walked up to the school, a 20-minute uphill trek. We began measuring at 10 am and completed the process for all 4 schools by 4:30 pm. Devilkot School, ECD to grade 10, 245 students. Dangribada School, ECD to grade 3, 40 students. Talikhet School, grade 1 to grade 5, 48 students. Kot Kotri School, ECD to grade 5, 60 students plus 3 staff members. The final 2 schools were located in an area called Kapri. We parked the motorcycle near the main highway and walked for about 40 minutes to reach Mallo Kapri first, before coming down to Tallo Kapri. Mallo Kapri School, ECD to grade 5, 75 students. Tallo Kapri School, ECD to grade 6, 105 students. Across the 18 schools of Jagannath Rural Municipality, the total came to 2,120 students. With that, the measurement process was complete. 40 schools in all and a total of 4,686 students. It felt genuinely fulfilling to meet so many students and walk through so many villages. The tiredness faded, but the faces stayed with us. First week of October 2025. As we moved through the villages, both the villagers and school staff pointed out a few important improvements that the shoes needed. They explained that the front tip of the shoe was too weak. Children play a lot, and within a few weeks, their toes often push through the front. They also repeated concerns about the back stitching needing to be stronger. We shared this feedback with the Gold Star Shoe Factory in Kathmandu. Unfortunately, they didn't give much weight to these concerns and eventually declined to make any changes to their design. With no other option left, we decided to reach out to different manufacturers in India. That's when we began our research. After searching for alternatives, we visited a shoe manufacturer called KV Footwear in New Delhi, India. This is where their factory is located. The owner walked us through many different models and designs. Out of all of them, one particular shoe stood out to us. It had a slight sneaker-style design, added protection over the front, sturdy material, and very clean stitching. Overall, it felt complete, especially for mountainous terrain. The factory owner then asked for our opinion on whether the shoes should be made using cotton fabric or Teflon fabric. We tested both ourselves, including a simple water test, to see which one dried faster and felt warmer. The Teflon clearly stood out. It dried quickly and retained warmth better. We requested the factory to prepare sample shoes using both materials, cotton and Teflon. Along with that, we asked for a few specific changes. An extra warm inner sole that charged slightly more per shoe and doubled the sole. Additional padding around the ankle, and a more rubberized sole suitable for mountain conditions. The factory produced samples keeping all these instructions in mind. To our surprise, the Teflon version turned out to be perfect, and that's what we finalized. Before placing the final order, there was one more important step. The Gold Star shoes that used to take measurements across all 40 schools needed to be brought to India. Shoe sizes can vary from factory to factory, so it was essential to match them accurately. We had the shoes delivered to India, washed them properly, they were quite dirty after so many measurements, and then compared them one by one with the sizing at KV Footwear. Once everything matched, we placed an order for 4,686 pairs along with 72 extra pairs as a safeguard. That brought the total to 4,758 pairs of shoes. The factory owner asked for 3 weeks to complete the entire order. Second week of October 2025. We began searching for sock manufacturers in New Delhi. We came to know that most of them are located in the Shastrinagar area, tucked away in narrow, dimly lit lanes where factories seem to exist one after another. On the recommendation of the shoe factory owner, we visited one of these manufacturers. This is their factory. Here, we openly explained our work and the initiative behind it. They listened carefully and showed us multiple quality options. We told them clearly that we needed the best possible quality within our budget. After that, they showed us a particular option and explained that this same quality was being supplied to the Kashmir region of India, which has terrain and weather conditions similar to the far western villages of Nepal, where we plan to deliver the socks. We tested the socks ourselves and finalized them. They felt comfortable, warm, and durable. Exactly what we were looking for. On top of the quality, the owner offered us a very fair price, especially considering these were meant for children in remote regions. It helped save a significant amount of money, and that's when we instantly felt it would be better to provide 2 pairs of socks to each student instead of just one. This way, children could wash one pair and wear the other alternately. As a result, we placed an order for 9,516 pairs of socks, matched according to shoe sizes. The factory owner said it would take nearly 4 weeks to complete the order. We requested him to prioritize the work and complete it as promptly as possible. Second week of October 2025. Throughout the second, Third and last week of October 2025, both the shoe and sock factories were working at full capacity. We visited them many times during this period, keeping a close eye on the production and making sure everything was done properly. This is how the shoes are made. First, the fabric is cut and stitched to create the upper part of the shoe. Then, the upper part is placed into a machine where the sole is molded and attached. Finally, the shoes move to the finishing department, wherein soles and laces are added and any excess rubber is carefully removed. Seeing this, thousands of shoes lined up, all part of our order, felt incredible. It was one of those moments where the scale of the work truly sank in. A similar scene awaited us at the socks factory. Nearly 10,000 pairs of socks laid out in front of us. Seeing them all together felt truly amazing. By the end of October 2025, the shoe factory completed their work right on time. All the shoes were packed carefully, school by school, into 85 sacks. We had specifically instructed them not to make the sacks too heavy, as in many places, the children themselves would need to carry them from the nearest motorable road to their schools. The factory team labeled each sack neatly with the shoe sizes, quantities, village names, and school names. They did a fantastic job. First week of November 2025, the sock factory completed their production 1 week later. Since they had a smaller workforce, we asked them to pack the socks in bulk. We planned to separate them later at our warehouse in Nepalganj, Nepal. As a result, they packed everything into 4 large cartons, securely staged and neatly sealed. We then had these 4 cartons of socks brought to the shoe factory, so everything could be loaded for Nepal together from a single location. After that, we contacted a truck driver who regularly travels between India and Nepal. He initially said he would reach in 3 to 4 days, but there were delays and he finally arrived in Delhi in the second week of November 2025. Once the truck arrived, we loaded everything. First the sock cartons, followed by the shoe sacks. The loading process was smooth and quick. It took just 45 minutes for the workers to pack everything neatly into the truck. Since the truck was only about half full, we requested the driver to find additional goods to transport to Nepal. This way, the transportation cost could be shared and reduced. Eventually, he managed to find other cargo and the truck started its journey the following day. It took 2 days to complete all the border customs formalities. We personally requested the border agents to keep the charges as low as possible, explaining that the shoes and socks were meant for children in remote mountain schools and not for any commercial purpose. By the end of the second week of November, everything arrived safely in Nepalganj, where our warehouse is located. We hired a few workers to unload the sacks, and they handled everything carefully, unloading all the materials smoothly and safely. What a moment of relief it was. Seeing everything safely reach Nepal after so many weeks of effort, we felt genuinely happy and deeply grateful. Third week of November 2025, we decided to start packing the socks according to his school. We initially thought we would finish everything in 1 day, but once we got into it, we realized how much work it actually was. Counting, sorting, packing and labeling nearly 10,000 pairs of socks took us 3.5 days. Phew, it was a lot more than we had imagined. Still, we enjoyed the process. The work felt meaningful. In the end, we successfully prepared separate, clearly labeled sacks for all 40 schools with the exact quantities and sizes for each one. After that, we cleaned the warehouse. With everything finally in place, the work there was done. Last week of November 2025, we began looking for a truck to head toward the upper Himalayan villages. We eventually found a truck driver and hired 3 people to help with the loading. First, we brought all the material out in front of the warehouse and grouped the sacks according to their drop-off points right outside the warehouse. Once everything was organized, we loaded the truck accordingly. The plan was to drop the sacks at the nearest accessible points for the different schools, 5 locations in total. Trucks that travel to the upper Himalayan routes are comparatively smaller, and this one was almost completely filled with our supplies alone. Loading everything best on the drop-off points took around 1.5 hours. We then began the journey, and after 2 days, we reached our first drop-off point at Khapar. There, we unloaded the sacks for 2 schools. The school staff and children helped carry them uphill to the school. From there, we moved on to Gotri village, where we unloaded supplies for 4 schools. We somehow managed to take the truck up to the very end of the road. It was a tough route, but the driver handled it skillfully. Next, we unloaded supplies for 10 schools at Juti, carefully separating everything school-wise and storing it in a storeroom. Later that evening, we reached Pilichor Bazaar, where we unloaded the supplies for the remaining schools at 2 different locations. At one of these spots, we transferred the sacks directly into a tractor to make the following day's journey easier. Once the truck was fully unloaded, responsibility shifted to the municipality to transport the supplies to the villages via tractor and small jeep. For the 22 schools of Swamikartik Khapar rural municipality, the tractor had to make 3 trips to complete all deliveries. We had to cross the Karnali river multiple times. The highway lay on one side, while all 22 schools were located on the other. First week of December 2025, we started the distribution process. Migu village, the first school out of all 40 where we successfully distributed shoes and socks, was in Migu village. It's a bit remote. The tractor dropped the sacks in Jera village, and from there, the school staff carried everything uphill to the school. We rode there on a motorcycle. The route was rough and the bike slipped a few times, but we managed to race safely. Once we reached there, we opened the sacks and organized everything properly. The school staff were a huge help throughout. Then, one by one, we distributed the shoes and socks to each child. ECD Grade 1, Grade 2, Grade 3, Grade 4, Grade 5. The children were genuinely happy with the quality of the shoes. They kept saying how warm and comfortable they felt. And when they heard that everyone would receive 2 pairs of socks instead of 1, their happiness only grew. Jera village. The second village out of the 40 was Jera. The tractor route runs right near the school, which made transporting the sacks much easier. On the way, while we were riding the motorcycle, a stone suddenly hit the front brake and bent it. In the mountains, you never really know what might happen next on the road. With the help of Mr. Dhruva, a staff member at Jera school, we managed to fix the front brake. He is a very humble and kind person. After that, we opened all the sacks and began the distribution. ECD Grade 1, Grade 2, Grade 3, Grade 4, Grade 5, Grade 6, Grade 7, Grade 8, Grade 9. By the end of the day, we had successfully delivered shoes and socks to every child. They were truly happy. Chapu village. The third village was Chapu. From the nearest motorable road, the school staff carried the sacks up to the school, about a 10-minute walk. We opened the sacks and one by one handed over warmth and happiness to each child. Grade 1, Grade 2, Grade 3. Everywhere we go, people welcome us with so much hope and joy. Paita Vaune village. The school staff carried the shoe and sock sacks from the nearest motorable road up to the school. We went there and distributed the supplies to each child. ECD. Grade 1, Grade 2, Grade 3, Grade 4, Grade 5, Grade 6, Grade 7, Grade 8. We transported the supplies for next three schools, Thulapata School, Jukot High School and Jukot Surede School to Jukot High School using a tractor. Thulapata village. We then requested the students of Thulapata School to come to Jukot High School to receive their shoes and socks. Staff members. ECD. Grade 1, Grade 2, Grade 3, Grade 4, Grade 5. The kids became very happy. Jukot village. This school had a comparatively large number of students and it felt really good to deliver warmth to so many kids at once. Grade 6 girls, Grade 6 boys, Grade 7 girls, Grade 7 boys, Grade 8 girls, Grade 8 boys, Grade 9 girls, Grade 9 boys, Grade 10 girls, Grade 10 boys. The two staff members were also very happy to receive their shoes and socks. Seeing everyone together wearing warm shoes and socks felt really nice. Jukot Surede School. We requested everyone to come to Jukot High School to receive their shoes and 2 pairs of socks as it is very nearby. The school staff helped a lot by bringing all the students to Jukot High School. After that, we distributed the shoes and socks to everyone, one by one. ECD. Grade 1, Grade 2, Grade 3, Grade 4, Grade 5 girls, Grade 5 boys, Grade 5. Juku village. The tractor brought the shoes and socks up to the nearest possible point, and from there the students carried the sacks to the school, about a 15-minute uphill walk. We went to the school, opened all the sacks, arranged everything properly, and then started distributing the shoes and socks. Grade 1, Grade 2, Grade 3, Grade 4, Grade 5, Grade 6 girls, Grade 6 boys, Grade 7, Grade 8 girls, Grade 8 boys, Grade 9 girls, Grade 9 boys, Grade 10 girls, Grade 10 boys. Have a look at this. Seeing them all together, nicely dressed, warm, and looking so beautiful felt absolutely amazing. To move towards the next section of the mountains, the Joru and Barku area, we loaded the sacks into a tractor and started the journey. We requested the students from the two schools in the Joru area to come to Barku school to collect their shoes and 2 pairs of socks. Joru Chakudethala School. Staff members: ECD, Grade 1, Grade 2. The kids wore their new shoes and socks with so much excitement. Seeing their happiness made everyone around feel joyful and satisfied. Grade 3, Grade 4, Grade 5. Joru Satyasai School. Staff members: ECD, Grade 1, Grade 2, Grade 3. We distributed the shoes and 2 pairs of socks to everyone. Barku village. Interestingly, there was no student in Grade 1 at this school. Staff members: ECD, Grade 2, Grade 3, Grade 4, Grade 5, Grade 6, Grade 7, Grade 8, Grade 9, Grade 9 girls, Grade 9 boys, Grade 10, Grade 10 girls, Grade 10 boys. We distributed shoes and socks to all the students successfully. It felt wonderful to see so many smiling faces filled with warmth and happiness. Bauni village. Bhauni is a very small school with just 25 students. Staff members. ECD. Grade 1. Grade 2. Grade 3. The distribution got completed quickly and smoothly. Even in such a small setting, the joy was big. The kids became genuinely happy. Tollo Rudi village. Many villagers also came to this school. Watching their children receive shoes and socks filled them with happiness. The joy wasn't limited to the kids alone. It spread through the entire village. Staff members. Grade 1. Grade 2. Grade 3. Grade 4. Grade 5. Mathillo Rudi village. All the supplies were transported safely to the school with the help of a tractor, and once everything was in place, the distribution began. ECD. Grade 1. Grade 2. Grade 3. Grade 4. Grade 5. Grade 6. Grade 7. Grade 8. The atmosphere was full of happiness. Students, teachers, and everyone present shared the same joyful feeling. Thank you so much everyone for making all this possible. Chudari village. This village is located close to the main highway. We dropped the sacks at a nearby shop, and from there the school staff carried everything up to the school. A hike of about 20 minutes. ECD. Grade 1. Grade 2. Grade 3. Grade 4. Most of the students here were very young. Seeing their little faces light up while receiving shoes and socks felt incredibly heartwarming. To move towards the next section of the mountains, we loaded the sacks for 7 schools into a tractor and began the journey. The route was extremely difficult and tricky at many points, but the tractor driver managed it with great skill and patience. The plan was to distribute supplies for 5 schools at Raghumata School and the remaining 2 schools at Muktikot School. Pureni village. Pureni is a very small school with only 31 students and just 2 teachers. Staff members. ECD. Grade 1. Supana village. Staff members. ECD. Grade 1. Grade 2. Grade 3. Grade 4. Grade 5. The distribution went smoothly and everyone received their shoes and socks. The students became very happy. Felgaon village. Staff members. ECD. Grade 1. Grade 2. Grade 3. Dimmarpani village. Staff members. ECD. Grade 1. Grade 2. Grade 3. Grade 4. Grade 5. This is how we completed the distribution for the children of 4 schools who had gathered at Raghumata School. After everything was successfully handed out, we sincerely thanked the staff members for their effort in bringing all the students together. The following day, we distributed shoes and socks to the students of Raghumata School itself, which is the largest school in the entire municipality in terms of student strength. Opening the sacks and arranging everything in a proper way. Staff members: ECD Grade 1, Grade 2, Grade 3. Kids wearing shoes and socks. Grade 4, Grade 5, Grade 6, Grade 7, Grade 8. In this school, there are 3 sections in Grade 9. Grade 9A, Grade 9B, Grade 9C, Grade 10 girls, Grade 10 boys. There was a girl in grade 6 whose one foot is longer than the other. We brought 3 pairs of custom-made shoes for her because such shoes aren't available in local markets. She became so happy and delighted. Helping so many students at once felt incredibly fulfilling. All the kids look amazing. Thank you everyone for enabling us to do all these wonderful things. Muktikot Village. This school holds a special place in our heart. We have been supporting Muktikot in different ways for many years now. Staff members: ECD Grade 1. Seeing the children happy, confident, and attending school regularly made us feel deeply satisfied. Grade 2, Grade 3, Grade 4, Grade 5. Kholaha Village. All the students from Kholaha walked nearly 45 minutes to reach Muktikot Village to receive their shoes and socks. We sincerely thanked them for making the effort and then distributed shoes and 2 pairs of socks to each child. ECD Grade 1, Grade 2, Grade 3. All the kids became very happy. With this, we successfully completed the distribution for all 22 schools of Swamikartik Khapar Rural Municipality, 2,566 students in total. Second week of December 2025, we began preparing for the next phase of the journey, Jagannath Rural Municipality and its 18 schools. We loaded the supplies for 3 schools into a jeep and started our journey towards Dharakot village. The plan was to distribute shoes and socks for students of Paigaon and Dharakot at Dharakot school as it lies at the center. Another village, Luma, is located slightly downhill along the same route, Paigaon village. All the students from Paigaon village came to Dharakot school. Mr. Chakra, a very kind and polite person, safely brought all the children along. His support made the process smooth and stress-free. We opened all the sacks, arranged everything neatly, and began the distribution. ECD Grade 1, Grade 2, Grade 3, Grade 4, Grade 5. By the end, the school was filled with smiles and happiness was all around. Dhadakot village. Dhadakot school has a large number of students, and helping so many children at once felt truly satisfying. The teachers and staff were incredibly supportive throughout the distribution process. ECD. Grade 1, Grade 2, Grade 3, Grade 4, Grade 5, Grade 6, Grade 7 girls, Grade 7 boys, Grade 8 girls, Grade 8 boys, Grade 9 girls, Grade 9 boys, Grade 10 girls, Grade 10 boys. Luma village. The school is about a 10-minute trek from the motorable road. We unloaded the sacks from the jeep and the school children helped carry them up to the school. Staff members. ECD. Grade 1, Grade 2, Grade 3, Grade 4, Grade 5. The distribution at Luma went smoothly and the kids were genuinely happy. The next section of the mountains was Huni, which has 2 schools. We loaded their sacks into a jeep and started the journey. We had requested the staff of Mathilo Huni school to bring the students down to Tallo Huni village to receive their shoes and socks, but the staff members couldn't do that. In the end, we decided to visit both schools one by one. Staff members. ECD. Grade 1, Grade 2, Grade 3, Grade 4, Grade 5. Staff members. Tallo Huni village. Staff members. ECD. Grade 1, Grade 2, Grade 3, Grade 4, Grade 5, Grade 6, Grade 7 girls, Grade 7 boys, Grade 8 girls, Grade 8 boys, Grade 9 girls, Grade 9 boys. All the children looked wonderful in their new shoes and socks. They felt warm, comfortable, and happy. Seeing them like that brought a beautiful sense of satisfaction and joy. To move towards the Mahati area, which has 7 schools in total, we loaded all the sacks into a jeep and began the journey. We requested the other 6 schools to bring their students to Kailash school, as it lies at the center of the area. We unloaded all the sacks for the 7 schools at Kailash school. Unfortunately, Manikara school couldn't bring their students to Mahati school. Instead, they sent a few students to carry the sacks up to their village. In the end, we decided to go there ourselves so that every child could receive their shoes and socks directly. Manikara village. Staff members. Grade 1. Grade 2. Grade 3. Grade 4. Grade 5. Grade 6. Grade 7. We distributed shoes and 2 pairs of socks to all the students. Despite the logistical challenges, everything went smoothly and the children were very happy and satisfied. For the remaining 6 schools in the Mahati area, the distribution was held at Kailash Secondary School. Each school brought its students one by one and we shared smiles and warmth with everyone. Darzitol village. Staff members. Grade 1. Grade 2. Everything went smoothly and the children received their shoes and socks with bright smiles and excitement. Next, the students from Narakot village arrived. We opened all the sacks and organized everything carefully before starting the distribution. The teachers were extremely supportive throughout the process, and with their help, everything went smoothly. ECD. Grade 1. Grade 2. Grade 3. Grade 4. Grade 5. Grade 6. The children were happy, warm, and excited. Then it was the turn of the students from Tharikada village. They arrived on time and patiently waited for their turn. ECD. Grade 1. Grade 2. Grade 3. Grade 4. Once they received their shoes and socks, the kids were genuinely happy. Their smiles made the long day feel light and joyful. After that, the children from Laya village came to receive their shoes and 2 pairs of socks. Laya school is extremely small with just a handful of students and 1 dedicated teacher. Even with such a small group, the happiness was just as big. Mahati village. In the entire Mahati area, Kailash school has the highest number of students. Staff members. ECD. Grade 1. Grade 2. Grade 3. Grade 4. Grade 5. Grade 6. Grade 6 girls. Grade 6 boys. Grade 7. Grade 8 girls. Grade 8 boys. Grade 9. Grade 10. Seeing this school full of happy students was a memorable sight. Tolakot village. Staff members. ECD. The distribution went smoothly and the little ones were delighted, walking away warm and smiling. The next section of the mountains was Gotri, which has 4 schools. We unloaded the sacks directly from the truck near Gotri village, right up to the point where the road ends. From there, we requested all the schools to bring their students to Devalkot school, as it lies centrally and was the most convenient location. We began the distribution with the students from Taliket village. Staff members. Grade 1, Grade 2, Grade 3, Grade 4, Grade 5. The children received their shoes and 2 pairs of socks with so much excitement. Then it was the turn of Devalkot school. Devalkot school is the largest among the 4 schools in the Gotri area, with the highest number of students. Staff members. Grade 1, Grade 2, Grade 3, Grade 4, Grade 5, Grade 6, Grade 6 girls, Grade 6 boys, Grade 7, Grade 7 girls, Grade 7 boys, Grade 8, Grade 8 girls, Grade 8 boys, Grade 9 girls. Distributing shoes and socks to so many children here felt truly rewarding. The energy, excitement, and smiles all around made it a very memorable moment. Dangriwada village. ECD. Grade 1, Grade 2, Grade 3. The distribution was calm and smooth. Each child received their shoes and 2 pairs of socks. Kot Gotri village. All the students came to Devalkot school to receive their shoes and 2 pairs of socks. Staff members. Grade 1, Grade 2, Grade 3, Grade 4, Grade 5, Grade 5 girls, Grade 5 boys. The children were extremely happy, and seeing their smiles made the entire effort feel truly rewarding. With this, the distribution for all 4 schools of the Gotri area was successfully completed at Devalkot school. The last 2 schools of Jagannath rural municipality lie in the next mountain section called Kapri, one in Mallo Kapri and the other one in Tallo Kapri. We unloaded their sacks directly from the truck at the road point, and from there, the school staff carried everything up to their respective schools. For the distribution, we first went to Mallo Kapri. The school staff was extremely supportive throughout the entire process. ECD. Grade 1. Kids wore shoes with so much excitement. Grade 2. Grade 3. Grade 4. Grade 5. The children became so delighted. Tallo Kapri village. Finally, we reached Tallo Kapri, the very last school of Jagannath rural municipality. ECD. Grade 1. Grade 2. Grade 3, Grade 4, Grade 5, Grade 6. The children were happy, warm, and smiling. With this, the distribution across all 40 schools was successfully completed, bringing this long and challenging journey to a deeply satisfying end. Every child received shoes and 2 pairs of socks. What remained was warmth, dignity, gratitude, and countless smiles. This was not just a distribution, it was a shared journey of effort, trust, and humanity. When people come together, even the coldest mountains feel kinder. Namaste.